One of the federal government's most important priorities is to provide for the common defense. It's right there in the preamble to the Constitution. That starts with making sure our women and men in uniform have what they need to keep us safe. Today, the Senate passed the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. It authorizes $895 billion for the national defense next year. It gives a 14.5% pay raise for junior enlisted service members and a 4.5% pay raise to all other service members. It authorizes critical funding for modernizing our nuclear triad. This includes funding for the Sentinel ICBM system, parts of which are in Nebraska. And it includes elements of my bipartisan Bolster Act, which will strengthen European support for Taiwan's efforts to deter the People's Republic of China. I'm especially pleased that this year's NDAA supports important missions in Nebraska. It includes authorized funding to plan and design various facilities at Offutt Air Force Base, $158 million to permanently base the Survivable Airborne Operations Center, or SAOC, aircraft fleet, and $6 million for a consolidated training complex and professional development center. The bill authorizes $3 million to support the innovative NC3 Rapid Engineering Architecture Collaboration Hub program, or REACH, and it authorizes $5 million in research and development for the 557th Weather Wing. Finally, this NDAA supports our allies as we work together to deter our adversaries. It fully funds our missile defense programs in cooperation with Israel. It authorizes $15.6 billion to strengthen our deterrence against the People's Republic of China in the Indo-Pacific. And as I've said, it includes provisions of a bill I wrote to increase our ally support for Taiwan's self-defense. We live in the most dangerous period in our country's history since World War II. The People's Republic of China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea all need to be deterred. This NDAA focuses on deterring aggression and keeping Americans safe. It's one way we help restore American strength. I'm incredibly grateful to Senator Deb Fischer and Congressman Don Bacon for their leadership on armed services committees, and I will continue to fight to ensure our military has what it needs to keep us safe. I'll make one other point before I take questions. The Senate Armed Services Committee, including Senator Fischer, passed its version of the defense bill 6 months ago. That vote was overwhelmingly bipartisan, 22-3. So why didn't the Senate take this up immediately? Because Majority Leader Chuck Schumer believed holding show votes and confirming Biden nominees was more important than our national defense. Not only did this send the wrong signal to our adversaries, but it also delayed starting critical negotiations with the House on a final bill. Our women and men in uniform should be our first priority, not our last. We could and should have passed this bill weeks ago, not the last work week of the year. Next year, under Republican leadership, the NDAA won't be put on a back burner. Instead, we'll ensure that nothing comes before keeping our country safe.